We now want to welcome in former FBI behavior analysis and director of the forensic science program at George Mason, Mary Ellen O'Toole. Mary Ellen, we appreciate you hopping on ahead of this demolition this morning. I want to start with this. The house on King Road, that demolition will get underway in just about an hour. I wanted to just first take your pulse on where you stand on that decision ahead of a trial next year. Is this a mistake?
Well, having listened to prior interviews about this, there's actually two prongs to my answer. Number one, it could be a mistake because oftentimes the scene of the crime, especially if it's an indoor scene, can provide jurors with information about how the crime occurred, the structure of the house, how things could be heard or not heard, how somebody could access the house, and so forth. So that is that's evidence that is really invaluable. Yeah. Now, the second part of it, though, is in following this case, since it happened last November, there were repeated attempts to recover evidence from the scene, which is great. And so now there's a question about whether or not this home is structurally sound, which means that even if it did stand until next summer, the jury may not be allowed to enter it. So there's two sides to it. If the house is structurally sound, it could be beneficial to both sides. If it is not structurally sound and there is no way that the judge would allow a jury to enter the house, then the argument no longer exists. But in other cases, we know that juries have gone in and they've been their eyes have been opened about, oh my gosh, okay, I've got a new view of what happened here.
I know school officials have come forward and said the house on the inside has been so meticulously combed through and changed that a jury wouldn't be, according to the school, allowed to come in next year when a trial takes place. The university obviously delayed the demolition of this house multiple times, but once Bryan Kohberger really waived his right to a speedy trial, it seems like the house standing was delaying the community's healing process. Now, it can be argued whether or not the house should be standing for legal trial purposes, but is the university more obligated to its current student population, its staff who has to pass this home every single day? Do you think the school made the right choice for the school?
Well, the school is in a position to really be very, very sensitive to the community and to their students. So that is a really big issue. And it sounds like they've also spoken to the prosecutor's office and probably to the defense to say, is this a possibility that you're going to request this once the trial starts? And if they've been told it's absolutely off the table, then that makes their decision pretty much obvious. So I think they're trying to do trying to make the right decision. They're trying to be sensitive to all sides. And it does sound to me like they are trying to get the best legal opinion. So after all is said and done, it is a heck of a decision for them to have to make.
Yeah. And Mary Ellen, I keep thinking, I keep putting myself in the shoes of these jury members, whoever they might be next year, not being able to see the home, walk through it. From your perspective, how might the removal of the physical site of the crime scene impact psychological decision-making for these jury members when they're sitting there, be it next summer or whenever this might take place, and them not being able to see it for themselves when they're hearing this evidence laid out in front of them?
Well, it's possible that, after the trial is over, you may have some jurors who are interviewed by your network that may say, hey, I was frustrated that the house was destroyed and we couldn't go in and take a look for ourselves. So evidence will be presented at this case, which is probably the best in technology that we have right now, which is 3D technology. But you may hear people say, I wish this never happened. I know in my own experience, that's why the other profilers and we would go to the scenes. We would see the photographs. We'd see the 3D interpretation. But I wanted to see the scenes for myself. I wanted to see how the rooms connected, what the neighborhood was like. I needed to see that to make my best analysis. So there may be some frustration on the part of the jurors.
Yeah, I know the Consalvis family and Kernodle families issued a joint statement with a lot of questions that they have if this house goes down in an hour. Is there audio evidence? What can you hear standing outside the house, inside the home? How could you get in and out without anybody seeing you? So I know a lot of, some of the families and a lot of people who are directly impacted have a lot of questions and concerns about this house coming down. Mary Ellen O'Toole, thank you for your time and insights.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.